Okay, there we go. We are live. Oh, forgot to fix that. Need to get this prepared. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of tired today. But I was really looking forward to this, so really want to get into it. Hope at least someone shows up. But let's just dive right in. I love this game. You know, I had a funny thought about it yesterday. Which is, what I was thinking is like, I've come to appreciate that part of the appeal of roguelikes is that every time you play them, they're different because there's so much randomization. It's like a completely different experience. That's certainly why I love Balatro. Wild Arms 2 is the only game that's not a roguelike and isn't even trying to be that makes me feel like that, because every time I play it, I've like grown as a person and can appreciate it in a different way that I wasn't able to before. It's a part of who I am. Anyway. So, last week was all about getting Ashley back. And we got him back. He's right there. Let's have this be our lineup, I think. Actually, there. And then right at the end, the bombshell that Filgaia doesn't look right anymore. No more sky. New overworld theme, too. And we discussed that the Baskar had a vision of the sky being eaten away. So we're going there for more information. The sky is truly being gnawed away. I haven't heard from anyone yet. The Sacrificial Altar. I love that Lilka gets to use emojis. Hey, there's Nick. Hi, Nick. Glad to see you. And that weird tentacle emoji. I don't know what that is, but glad to see you. Um, did I say Lilka uses emojis? Lilka doesn't use emojis, she uses emoticons. Um, when I played through the Japanese version, there's only like a couple in the English version. When I played through the Japanese version, I was surprised to discover she uses them like all the time. Way more. She's, she's a Genki girl. She's very excited and energetic, and like, there's not cell phones in the Wild Arms universe, but if there were, she would be texting all the time. Anyway, don't worry. We're not going to sacrifice Tim. I am only me, Puka, because there is no myself. Tim has begun to find himself since he met me. Interesting note about the Sacrificial Altar. This is kind of beat for beat remake of a level in Wild Arms 1. Not quite, but it's very close to a level from Wild Arms 1, which was called the Dead Sanctuary. In the remake, the Fallen Sanctuary, but it's the same name. Which is to say, slightly after the halfway point, there's 2 levels that you can take in either order. And it involves contacting the Guardians. The Guardian contacting character learns a new Force ability. Yeah, and it's just kind of similar level design. It's just interesting to me. Oh, and they also give you 3 stone items that don't do anything right away, but at the end of the game can be used to get powerful late game guardians. That's true in both Wild Arms 1 and 2. That's the clearest parallel between the 2 levels. It's kind of funny to me that there weren't that many direct parallels between 1 and 2. This is the most obvious one. This is just like, let's do that again. I don't know why. Anyway, there's someone here you have to talk to. This is just the guy who reloads. Okay. Who was it? Was it you? No. I forget who it is you have to talk to. Might have been Colette's house. Is it you? I believe there's yellow text, because yellow text indicates, hey, this is the location. Be ready for it. No, no yellow text there. Okay, maybe that was it. Maybe there wasn't yellow text and it's already someone I already talked to. Because I think that's everyone in town. Gotta move the hovercraft. Let's go to Filgaia, that'll be closest. The Sacrifical Altar is in the Urartu Mountains, which, if I recall, are named after real-life mountains. In this game, they're on the northwest corner of the map and are largely empty, but there is some stuff in here. There's a level here, but we haven't been able... we can't unlock it yet. Okay, yeah, I got it, because I can see the green light that indicates there's a new level here. Or new area, anyway, not necessarily a level. So as I mentioned last week, there's an oddly long period of time in Disc 2 without any boss fights. There weren't any boss fights last week, and there won't be any this week. There's that switch. See, this one's lower. Kick. And there's a switch. One of the differences between the Wild Arms 1 and 2 versions of this dungeon is in Wild Arms 1 they just gave you those 3 items. Here you gotta work for them. They're all off the beaten path in these little hidden rooms, one each. Stone Drago's Wings. Okay, so this will be Zephyr. And the hint says, wait in the position directly across from the 4 eyes. These are, of course, the zodiac signs. Gemini, the twins, would be the 4 eyes. So directly across from that would be... is this Capricorn? What was that? I forget. It's the bow and arrow. You gotta wait there for a few seconds and that's it. Let's see, it's Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Okay, I'll be honest here. Aradia, Tavros, Tholuth, Karkat, Nepeta. Is that Kanaya? Yeah, Kanaya. Terezi, huge bitch. Enough Homestuck jokes. Stone Drago. Okay, so that's one of 3. There's 2 more. Push one into that hole so you can walk over, and then the other. Allows us to go up here. How you doing, by the way, Nick? I don't think we met on Zoom last week, so it's been a little while. Hyper gear. Quiet today. Okay. Anyway. Doing a lot better. You got your AC fixed. Oh, good. Yeah, I didn't... Maybe you told me and I forgot. I didn't realize your AC had been out. Our AC went out a couple months ago, and that was like outright dangerous. I don't imagine it was... the situation was quite that bad for you. If it wasn't in the summer. But it's still bad. So glad to hear it's fixed. I gotta... Sorry, I always forget how loud this is. And I know I've mentioned this before, but just, when I'm doing... That's good. That's good. When I'm doing my transcription work, the files have been extremely quiet lately, so I've had to blast the volume, and then whenever I switch to something else, everything else is way too loud. Love this little parasol. Or in the case of Wild Arms 2, most of the music is fine, and then the battle theme is too loud. Anyway, here's the secret passage. Hey, there's Claire. Hi, Claire. Glad to see you. Thanks for joining us. Okay. So much for that. Oh, forgot the thing. Okay. To one with courage, the King of Beasts' fangs sleep here in stone. So this will be Justine, the second of the 3 Golden Guardians. And the tip for completion is: path is higher than the evil eye, it severs everything. A lower, inviting steel starts a fire. The leaping flame opposes the flow of time, splitting open the eye's pupil. Wow, that makes no sense. Even by the standards of, like, poorly translated puzzle clues from console RPGs, you just gotta do that. So last time it was the Zodiac, this time it's the Hours. I don't actually remember what the third one was. I think it was just colors. Stone Lion. One more after that. Oh yeah, you don't actually have to do this, I guess, but you can. If you didn't take the hidden passage, then the way that you get across this gap is this. As is always the case in this game, you can solve your problem by kicking it. Oh yeah, this. Okay, so touch these buttons, move the blocks. And yeah, okay, that's right. So you touch this button, move those blocks. They're too big to push and pull them on your own, so those buttons are the only thing you can do. I was trying to think, like, can I get Puka to get that chest from here? But you can't, because Puka gets blocked. And when you're up here, it's too high. Puka is confined to one horizontal plane. You can drop down, but then you gotta go around again. Which, there's a second button. Does the same thing. Oh, and I should say, over here, that, okay, so that's blocking the way, this block, and then having trouble, it won't respawn anymore if you just step on it normally. Maybe if you trample it with a really strong impact, it'll respawn. This is actually the one time that kicking doesn't work. You gotta drop from a big height. There we go. La 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 la. Da, 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 da. Alright. And last one. That one is kicking. Don't tell me it's going to hit Tim again. Nope, this time it hits Loco. Okay, that's fine. Oh, so Claire, you probably missed my recap of where we are in the story at this point, right? Because I think I said that before you got here. Okay. So, we successfully got Ashley back last week. Yeah. And at that point we saw the sky had been... The word they typically use is eaten. The sky, or swallowed. The sky has been swallowed. The sky's gone. Instead of a normal blue, there's a swirling purple mist. We don't yet know what's causing it, but it does match a prediction made by the village Dreamseer in Baskar. So we went to Baskar, and they... Yeah, we don't know yet. They informed us of the existence of this place, the Sacrificial Altar, so we've come here to learn more. Cosmic Esophagus. To one with the miracle of love, the goddess's song sleeps in stone. Fierce will of the blaze turns system on these form a dam, but don't block the flow of time. Best to submerge the fierce will, sink the stone, and lure the flow. Aim for the flow's end of time. In all matters, don't be misled and don't oppose. To be in the present is the power to live. Even by the standards of console RPGs, the clues are very flowery. But all it really means is you gotta push these stone heads in the corners here. And it was just a rainbow or color wheel. The next clue is just eat, pray, love. They really call it Stone God? The description says statue in the shape of a goddess, but the item itself is called Stone God. It's weird. I guess they ran out of characters to say Stone Goddess. There's light emanating from the medium. Gaia, the body of collective consciousness for all guardians. Hookah. The invading presence in the world is none other than the other world. Just like us, the world is a collection of small lives that is one big spirit. That world has overstepped its boundaries and is devouring other worlds. At first, the invasive eating took the shape of small beings. They were monsters, and they were the first arrival of beings to oppose Filgaia's paradigm. But the fray in the world's boundaries grew, and soon a larger vessel was needed. A larger vessel to obtain another spirit. In other words, Filgaia itself. And there's something we can do? Unfortunately, there's nothing. Your physical power can't really harm this conceptual world. Think about it, even if we use weapons, there is no effect. That's what it means to have a conceptual world as an opponent. It's like having a cancer cell as an opponent. Even cancer can be treated. To die as a sacrificial offering is an easy choice. To give your life to protect what's important to you, how can you object to that? Because you don't have a self. You're the transforming sub-spirit Kuka. You have not forgotten, have you? Power Divider is a Tim foreskin. As Guardian's powers, all enemies' powers will be cut in half. Divide is kind of a funny ability because that's ostensibly what it says. It cuts their stats in half. I think bosses are immune to it, and even if they aren't, it's a big investment, FP-wise, in a tough boss battle. It's pretty much never used for that purpose. What it does get used for is unlocking certain enemies. that there's no other way to unlock. I'll show you more of that later. Actually, I could do it now. No, it'd be dangerous to try it now. Later it'll be easier. Anyway. If Tim gives his life to protect Filgaia, then he's not able to protect it in the future. Better to live to save someone or something than to die to save them. Right? We know that. That's a major theme of this game. I've talked about it before. Anyway. Even though that was the more directly relevant to the story of the two dungeons for today, this is the one I find more interesting, personally. The Grotto of Lourdes. Grotto of Lourdes is named after a real place, by the way. Oh hey, Dad's here. Hi, Dad. Retinal pattern does not match. Entry beyond this point is prohibited. Try Kanon. Retinal pattern match found. Would this influence Final Fantasy X and all? You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, culture as a whole has largely forgotten about Wild Arms, but it was a fairly popular thing at the time, particularly in Japan. It was always more popular in Japan than it was here, in the US and other English-speaking countries. Welcome, you with Mage's Blood. This is where your sleeping memory will wake. I find it fascinating, the implication that probably this entire building, or at the very least this security system, was created by people who considered the sword magus to have sacred blood and anyone related to her to be holy. Even though, like, we saw her last chapter, she explicitly said she's not magic, she's not sacred, she's... The only thing that was special about her was that she wanted very, very badly to protect the people she loved. That's it. And people didn't learn, and they valued genetics over community, and yeah, it just... Nothing political here. Anyway, fun game design here. There's one room in particular that is an absolute dick move of a level design that I will illustrate when it pops up. You weren't even moving. Just like, I'm here. You take damage. One down at least. And they're back. Oh, I meant to switch to Kanon for this section. Doesn't really matter for the random encounters. I just like having narratively relevant characters present, you know? I don't know if y'all have seen that one ProZD sketch. I think I have dialogue for this part. Do you really need Braticus and Chaticus? I don't even know who we're fighting. Anyway. So Kanon has to make it through this. That gap is too big to jump. At least for now. But there we go. Red blades. Once used, you cannot change direction or stop until you've made contact with something. So you can skate over the lava. King Dragon. Yeah, those are good. Oops. There we go. Each of these little rooms awakens memories for Kanon. Hey, you. Next time, we'll be fine. Whoever put in the security system may have been wrong, but the spiritual aspect is working just fine. Kanon expected to receive memories of the sword mages that would help her to defeat Lord Blazer. But she's not getting memories of the sword mages. She's getting memories of her own life that she has suppressed. Anyway, little lava here, but we can just skate on by. It is an interesting contrast between the Grotto of Lourdes and the Sacrificial Altar in terms of, like... I feel like if a dungeon focuses narratively on one character, it should also focus mechanically on that character. The Grotto of Lourdes is very good at focusing very heavily on Kanon's tools. Sacrificial Altar barely required you to use Tim at all. Actually, I don't think it required you to use Tim just to get through it. It did require you to use Tim if you wanted to get all the items. But, like, other characters' tools came up more than Tim's did. It's, you know, it's the sort of stuff that I've thought about in terms of, like, cohesive game design. The puzzles in Sacrificial Altar were good, but they weren't really appropriate for a chapter that was supposed to be focused on Tim's arc. Regardless of the kind of life you're living, you have the blood of the sword mages. Descended from the sword mages and related to the Valerias, the Bernadettes are having hard times. If I can provide proof of the blood in me, I can live the life of nobility. So you can see that Kanon was also raised with this belief that, like, genetics are destiny. And she has internalized that, which is why she thinks it's her responsibility to kill Lord Blazer / Ashley. But she's starting to realize maybe she's wrong. If I have the blood of the sword magus in me, then awaken that memory. See, this is a misconception of how biology works. See, blood has no memory. Blood actually just stores, like, oxygen. Memories are in the brain. That's how it works biologically. I'm being snarky, but it is true. Also, fun fact, the rad blades, you can't get in a random encounter while dashing with them, so they're useful for avoiding random encounters. And this is the room that I was talking about. The layout of those memory rooms looks like a default profile. It does, yeah. This is the room that I was talking about that has a dick move. You want to see? Well, first I'll do the thing that is the expected play pattern when you enter this room. Oh, I see, lava. I'm supposed to run past it with the blades. There it is. It's not complicated. It's pretty easy to avoid. It's just, you're not going to the first time. It's such a dick move. I gotta say though, it always makes me laugh. That's a joke in game design form. Oop. There we go. Okay. It is possible to get through this without taking damage, though it's not easy. Because if I just hit the red blades now, she'll fall over, and then we'll just be standing on the lava normally. There we go. Memory room number 3. Can't see out of my right eye. Parts of my body won't move, but I can manage with an artificial arm and leg. I'll get reborn into a body that knows no pain. Kanon has awakened from her blood the memories of the sword mages, which were of the guardian blade, the Argat Lum, in the hands of the goddess. So it does eventually show her memories of the sword mages, I guess. It doesn't really... They never show us those memories, because we already saw Anastasia. But also, like... There's only one thing here that's actually really important. with regard to how to defeat Lord Blazer, which is the one that we'll get in the next room. Or maybe it's this room? No, that's it. Okay. One's capacity for memory simply was overloaded with information. There's a couple other characters Kanon always reminds me of. One of them is 7 of 9 from Star Trek Voyager. One's capacity for memory simply was overloaded with information is also a description of the Voyager episode of the Voyager Conspiracy. Seven handles it a lot worse. They only do the cool thing once. I do wish they had spelled it out better. The fact that it's not the memories of the sword mages that are meaningful for Kanon here. It's her own memories, because it's learning to care about other people that gives you power. Stop it, fly. Got a fly buzzing around. I'm trying to talk about Wild Arms 2, Fly. You are interfering with an important thing. So we gotta open the door. And get there. How do we get there? Kick something, obviously. I always find it interesting. This time we don't even... Grotto of Lourdes. Hey, Boo! Glad to see you here. Thank you for joining us. I always find it interesting that this time they didn't even show a memory. It's just pure info dump for us, and presumably also for Kanon. I always imagine she just received the information rather than experiencing it. But this is the important part in terms of what to learn from Anastasia about Lord Blazer. It was about the far distant past when Filgaia was burned by the blaze of disaster Lord Blazer. The demon Lord Blazer, who plies the scorching hellfire by thought, takes in all the wrath, sorrow, and negative feelings of people and grows fat as a curse called God. What happened with this sentence? I have no idea what happened with this sentence. I can't. Sorry. Don't worry about it. Here's the relevant part. They destroy beings of similar substance. Fat shaming Lord Blazer, yeah. Physical forms taken by spirits and forms of similar substance also need to be cut by the spirit's blade. The Argetlon could destroy Lord Blazer because both were beings of similar substance. Which is to say, Lord Blazer is sort of a spirit. It must be destroyed by a spirit. And the thing that is enveloping Filgaia is a world. Filgaia is a world, so we would need a world to destroy that. The equilibrium could collapse anytime and lapse into an uncontrollable situation. The power to save the world and the power to destroy the world. Either way, you're on a tightrope between two overwhelming powers. Don't ever forget this. By playing No Man's Sky a lot, you can rename bases, so to make them easier to remember, I name them after places I know. This one planet has Baskar Colony, Tabak Village, and Mariupol. That's cool. I haven't played No Man's Sky. I heard it's good. I know there was a lot of buzz about it back in the day. And this will be the last one. Big Berry, Mini Carehead. And, oh! Another hidden room. Or No Man's Sky keeps releasing free updates, many of which are essentially explained. Oh yeah? That's cool. Another of those phrases that has always stuck with me is beings of similar substance. Just finish this off already, please. Oh. That's cool. Oh yeah, duplicators. Duplicatoires. Here's the last one. Suspicions have finally been cleared. The reason Anastasia couldn't completely destroy Lord Blazer, ironically, is due to the humans from the world one was to protect. Negative feelings will end the world of humans. No matter how much Anastasia brandished the power of his spirit with only one person's heart in the face of Lord Blazer's rebirth, it was a wasted effort. You have any symptoms? Yeah, it's been well established by this point, Ashley. It's not a secret. That instant we were caught in the Heimlich explosion. Yeah, level 3. Then doing the same thing they do in a couple other levels, which is normally completing a level just automatically ejects you from it in this game as like a courtesy. If it doesn't, that means you're going to get interrupted on your way out. There it is. There was a shocking swerve at the end of last chapter. There will be one here too. Ashley here. Marina has been abducted. Marina, just a reminder because we haven't seen her in a while, is Ashley's girlfriend. Ashley Winchester, I have something that you love. Meet me at the ruins of the Lost Garden on the lone island in the inland sea. Frozen Lake of Hell, first round. Frozen Lake of Hell, first round? Who is that? This, by the way, is, I think I mentioned earlier on a previous stream, because the 4 members of Cocytus, of course, and Cocytus itself, are named after the rounds of the Frozen Lake of Hell in Dante's Inferno. But Dante's Inferno doesn't exist in the world of Wild Arms 2? Presumably? I guess maybe it just also does? It's kind of weird to think about. Like, how do the characters know this? I mean, Lilka didn't recognize it, but Irving does. It's just kind of funny to me, the levels of what information from the real world is in the game and what is not. Another very funny moment to note right here. Kana. So Kanon refers to Kana as she. She, her pronouns for Kana. I think I mentioned this before. I don't think at any point in the entire first disc, I don't think, do they ever use third-person pronouns for Kanon. The character was male in the Japanese version of the game, and I guess female in the English language version, because it's going to be revealed that Kanon is in love with Vinsfeld, and the company was very squicky about having a gay character in a video game. Even though the character's a villain, and also Brad is right there. But Brad is only implied to be gay rather than explicitly stated. Also, there's some way worse stuff in this game in terms of like objectionable content than homosexuality, but whatever. Ashley just wants to save Marina. Now it's a trap, but we still have to go. The adult mag. I mean, that's a pretty minor thing. I meant, content warning. We're gonna learn something about Irving and Altacia towards the end of the game. That is also admittedly only implied rather than outright stated, but still. At any rate, so that's what we'll be doing next time. I was gonna go down there. I guess I still can. I should get ready for next time, because finishing this week relatively quickly. The level where you get where you rescue Marina goes right into the next section with no break, and there's gonna be a lot of cutscenes here, so I really can't. I was thinking, like, do I have enough time for Lost Garden? And truth is, I do have enough time if it was just Lost Garden, but it's not just Lost Garden. It's Lost Garden and other stuff, and just... Anyway. So let's go, let's check on... Do we have enough personal skill points? No, we don't. Okay. I guess there isn't much we need to do after all then. Got some quests. Let's upgrade the railgun. Oh wait, I already did upgrade the railgun. Never mind. Okay, we're all set there. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll call it here. I know, relatively short session. That's okay. Like I said, once we get into the Lost Garden, it's gonna take off for a while. So I think we'll call it a night. And thank you all for joining me. Hope you had fun. And I'll see you later. Bye, everyone. Love you all.